To say the upcoming Chronicles of Narnia, directed by Greta Gerwig, is facing controversy and backlash would be a wild understatement. CBN's Billy Hallowell, what's going on with this production?
Yeah, this is interesting because this is one of those things where you're almost playing telephone because people don't have confirmation, right? But there are a lot of questions. Earlier this year, there was a rumor, and this is, by the way, obviously there have been a number of films made over the years. This is coming back now. It's the sixth book, The Magician's Nephew, in the series that is going to be made into a film for Netflix. But the big claim earlier this year was that they were looking to make Aslan, who obviously is a Christ figure in the book series and the film series, they were looking to maybe have him be portrayed by a female actress. And so that sparked a lot of debate, obviously, because people are like, wait, this is a Christ figure. Christ is a male. And it was never really confirmed. Deadline and other sources said that they had sources saying, look, no, this is actually really happening, and that Meryl Streep was purportedly the actress at the center of that. There have been other reverberations since then. And Dr. Ted Baer, who's the founder of Movie Guide, he has put out, and Movie Guide's a very popular website and organization that deals with helping parents navigate Hollywood content. They have put out a letter to Netflix, an open letter trying to convince them to not, quote, destroy the Chronicles of Narnia by not just making Aslan, a man, but by deviating from biblical principles. So because of those fears, they're trying to encourage Netflix to pressure the director and others. And again, we don't know for sure that the director is even doing any of these things, but to make sure it holds to the true Christian values that the book series has.
On this channel, we talk a lot about controversial issues, from reproductive rights to wars in the Middle East to politics in the White House. And we try to stay as impartial as we possibly can, but I'm going to editorialize. Netflix, whoever, if you're watching this, please don't cast Aslan using a female voice. It's not Aslan. The fact that we have to say that it's not artistic liberties. You are fundamentally changing this beloved, iconic, historic figure who is an allegory for Jesus by doing this. This is not a small issue. And the reason that The Lord of the Rings, directed by Peter Jackson, stands the test of time, resonates through the generation, doesn't age, is because, for the most part, obviously he took artistic liberties, but he told the story that J.R.R. Tolkien wrote. And speaking of C.S. Lewis, when it comes to Christian authors, I mean, he is right at the top with some of the, first and second century church fathers when it comes to beloved writers of Christian doctrine and Christian allegories and Christian stories. And so the idea of changing Aslan, it's not a big deal. It's an artistic liberty. No, let me use my small little tiny platform here to push back against that. Please don't do that, because you are fundamentally changing, and it's not artistic to do this, the character himself. So Billy, has production started? Is there any chance of these decisions being rolled back, or are we on pace to have yet another beloved, iconic story just fundamentally changed?
Well, from what we know, it is in production. We also, nobody's come out and said this is what we're trying to do, right? It's been rumors, and it's been in media, and it's been sources. One thing we have to keep in mind, and we all have to sort of pull back from this, a lot of times productions, and I'm not saying they're doing this, but productions will put out an idea, or they'll put something out to try to drum up media controversy just to get attention on the project, right? So it is possible that none of this is even true, that it was a rumor that was put out there. It's also possible that it's very true and that the role was offered or was going to be offered. We don't really know, but here's what we do know. With Dr. Ted Baer's letter, they are making a call. They're saying, look, if you do the right thing, you make this true to the story, it's a Christian allegory. If you do all the right things, the Christian community is going to show up. Theologians will show up. The Magician's Nephew will get support from all of these people, Christian media, that there's a huge audience in this country that wants to support a project like this, but it has to be done the right way. And so it's going to be interesting to see, do you want another Cracker Barrel situation, right? Or another Disney situation? Or do you want to have a project that is loved and respected? And Greta Gerwig is incredibly talented, right? So I'm hoping that she and the team there do a great job, do the right thing. And again, we don't know what's going to happen, but put out a film that is true to what C.S. Lewis would have wanted.
And that's the thing, is if you want to create characters that do all sorts of things, all different kinds of identities, that's totally fine. Do your thing. But I mean, even if it's not a Christian story, like Snow White, which wasn't, the major backlash being necessarily from the church or anything like that. It's just like, guys, Walt Disney adapted this story and created the Disney company from this thing. And you're just taking away so many elements of what made this story great, why people resonate. I mean, you're taking away nostalgia, you're taking away a lot of core values, and you create something. Listen, if you want to create some sort of like fairy tale story, that's fine. Just don't call it Snow White. Don't put the Disney logo over Snow White and then fundamentally and almost unrecognizably alter that which what Disney created in the first place. And so I think that's the discussion. It's not, hey, do whatever you want, make whatever you want. But if you're going to call it the Chronicles of Narnia, tell the story that the author wrote. And he's not just any author. He's C.S. Lewis. Billy Hallowell, I will give you the last word, my friend.
Yeah, look, you got to be praying for Hollywood, praying for projects like this. And, again, who knows? Maybe Greta Gerwig is like, this is all news to me. These are rumors I don't know about. But the fact is, there are a lot of people who have been reporting on this. And I think for Movie Guide and other outlets, they want to make sure the pressure is on Netflix and that Christians make it clear and others make it clear that they want to see the truth of what these stories are intended to be conveyed on the screen when we see this movie. And by the way, a lot of people are excited for this film. So let's hope they do the right thing.